Thanks for tuning into Heavy, where we bring you the latest interviews with local, national and international artists. Today's victim is...
Hey Chris, it's Tommy Thayer here, of course, Tommy Thayer from KISS, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing in Australia. We are leaving tomorrow. I'm in California, in Los Angeles. We're heading right down to Melbourne to start this tour, and we're really, really pumped up and looking forward to it.
Beautiful, Tommy. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Yeah, thanks. Great to be here, Chris.
No worries. So, as you say, KISS will be hitting Australia in just under 2 weeks for the Australian leg of the end of the road tour. So it's amazing because you've been here quite a few times before, and everyone knows what to expect, but people are still so excited. Like, it says volumes about the band.
Yeah. Well, we have a great legacy in Australia, great history there, starting in 1980 when the band first went to Australia, and it was Kissteria. It was crazy. It was big headlines, and like Beatlemania in Australia when KISS first came. And it just seems like every time we've come back, it's always been super special. For instance, my debut in the band as the lead guitar player 20 years ago was at the Telstra Dome in Melbourne for the KISS Symphony concert, which was a whole other spectacle in itself. So we've had a lot of amazing times there and great experiences, and we're just really looking forward to seeing everybody.
I bet, mate. And the tour actually started back in Canada in January of 2019, and besides stopping briefly for COVID, it's travelled throughout a large part of the world already. So do you guys even know what day it is sometimes? You must get confused.
No, not really. I don't know if it's Tuesday or Saturday. You lose track. You know, you wake up in the middle of the night in your hotel and you're thinking, where in the hell am I? So that's, we started in early 2019, like you mentioned. The first show was in Vancouver, British Columbia. It's been an amazing tour so far. Now, of course, in early 2020, we got sidetracked just like everybody else in the world, and everything got put on hold for literally a year or two. And but we were back at it as of last fall, and it's been gangbusters. We just got back from South America. And then 2 months in Europe. We got back from Europe a couple weeks ago, and now just a couple weeks break right now, and then we're off to heading down to the land down under to see all of our great friends in Australia.
Jesus, it's a busy road for you, mate.
It is, but it's been a phenomenal tour. It's really exceeded everybody's expectations. If I do say so myself, the band is in top form. We've been rocking, and the shows have been incredible. The turnout, huge crowds. The shows have been over the top. Just everything that everybody expects from an amazing KISS show. Yeah. We're bringing it.
I know you guys are professional, mate, and this is what you do for a living, but does it ever actually feel like Groundhog Day for you? Like, and you find it hard to get motivated because it's just same old, same old?
Yeah, it kind of does. Not so much the shows, because we look at every show as, that's a special night, and we're going to make it completely special and unique for every town, every city we're in. But there's the traveling, the day-to-day stuff. Like I said, that can get kind of repetitious.
Yeah.
Hotels and airplanes and all the trains, planes, and automobiles that go into it. That's the part that gets a little tedious sometimes. But I'm not complaining. We're very fortunate to be able to do what we do, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I do. So I never take that for granted.
Yeah. Now, KISS has had a lot of music out over the years, so I can imagine your choice of songs for a set list to be quite extensive. So are you doing the same set all over the world, or are you tailoring certain sets to certain countries?
No, we're tailoring it, not in extreme ways, but there's little things, little tweaks we do for each country. Like I said, we were just in rehearsal this week here in LA getting ready to come down there, and we have been adding a couple little things and a couple tweaks that are going to be unique for Australia. So, but then you have all the classics, the classic KISS tunes with with all of our effects and all the show that goes along with it. So we don't vary that a lot, because I think that every city we come to, people want to see that show that we perfected and we worked out in the beginning, because it's really dramatic, very effective, and so it really works, and that's what we're going to bring down to you guys, but also a few tweaks to make it very special for Australia, of course.
Oh. And speaking about your live shows, mate, like, I've seen you a few times before, and they're so expansive and elaborate. Like, how much work actually goes into what we see on that 2.5 hours on stage?
a ton of work goes into preparing for the show. I mean, it goes way back to before we started this tour, like a year before that. All the preparations, the designs, working out exactly what we want this show to look like and make it as unique as we can. But also, it's a classic Kiss show as well, that with all the classic Kiss things we do that people expect to see. And so we incorporate that into kind of a new, kind of a higher tech version of it. The lighting rig is very, it's an award-winning design. Of course, Kiss is, made the pyro show famous. And of course, you see a lot of our other artists out there these days with pyro and confetti, but it all comes from Kiss originally, and we take pride in that. The video production is over the top. So it's a huge production, and it's definitely a sight to behold and a sight to see. And I would encourage, this tour is pretty much sold out, but there's a few tickets left here and there, and I encourage anybody that doesn't have a ticket yet to get one and grab it, because this is going to be the last opportunity to see Kiss ever. And that's what this is, the end of the Road World Tour. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's quite sad when you put it like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet, maybe. It's a celebration, but it is going to be a little, bittersweet in the end. Especially I'm sure for Gene and Paul, because they've been, they've brought Kiss along for 50 years now. I've been in the band for 20 years, and I'll feel it too. But it's going to be emotional. A lot of mixed feelings, that's for sure. But again, at the end of the day, it's a celebration, and we're going out with a huge bang, literally, and that's the way it's going to go, and it's going to be fantastic.
So every show you play, like as you say that, every show you play, the majority of the crowd is going to be the last time they ever see you guys. But you guys know that you've still got 12 months or so worth of touring ahead of you. So do you find it hard to connect on an emotional plane with them? Because they will be so emotional, but, like I say, there's more coming.
Well, we think about that, but if you think about this is the last time we're in this city or we're in this town, that can be a little emotional and very meaningful, actually. So, at the end of the night, we thank the crowd. Paul thanks the crowd from the stage, for 50 amazing years, and we won't forget you. And, Kiss will continue on, not as a touring band the way it is now, but there's going to always be a lot of Kiss out there. The imagery, the music, there's a lot that could be done with that, certainly moving forward. So, Kiss will continue to exist. It's such a behemoth, you can't stop a force like this. And it'll continue in certain ways, I'm sure.
And you yourself have been with the band since 2002, mate. So what are you going to miss most about being part of Kiss?
Well, it's fun to go out there and be in one of the biggest rock and roll spectacles in the world, a historic band, an iconic band, and it doesn't get any better than that. So I'll miss just being in the band and being up there as the lead guitar player, being the Spaceman. That's what every kid kind of dreams about, really. If you're a rock and roller and you're growing up playing guitar and you're dreaming about playing lead guitar on stage, it doesn't get any better than what I get to do. And so that's probably what I would miss the most, just being on stage and being a part of the spectacle and doing those shining guitar solos, going out in the middle of the set with my guitar solo where I actually blow up a lot of the lighting rig with the rocket guitar, that's a highlight. That's something you got to see for sure.
Yeah. So what would you actually consider that Kiss's greatest influence has been on rock and roll?
Well, so many bands and artists that have come up since Kiss always, they pay tribute to Kiss. I mean, it's amazing. Almost everybody, it seems, since Kiss has been influenced by the band in some way. And, that's a real, it's flattering to know that. I mean, again, especially for the original guys that started the band, they really came up with something in the beginning that, it's just stood the test of time. It's classic. It's really timeless now and iconic. And that's, you got to tip the hat to Paul and Gene and even Ace and Peter when they started this band. They really did it. They really came up with something that was obviously very special, and it's going to continue, way ahead of where we are now, I believe.
And you, of course, were a massive fan of the band before you joined them. So what was it like getting to play with the people that you idolised growing up?
Well, obviously it's an amazing experience, but I grew up as a big Kiss fan, and the evolution of me being involved was kind of a slow build, really. Black and Blue, my band in the 80s, we were fortunate enough to tour with Kiss, which was a dream come true at the time for us, and to actually be on the road opening for Kiss. And, that relationship grew from there. Gene became our producer on a couple albums, and I got to know Paul more, and, I started writing with these guys and getting more involved in Kiss. And then after Black and Blue ran its course, they hired me just part-time to begin with to come work behind the scenes and work in the organization, and that evolved over years. I got more involved doing a lot of different things, and lo and behold, and ironically, things came full circle, and I became the guitar player in 2002, which was something I didn't really honestly expect. I was thinking, I'm going to be more in the music business and get involved in production and producing, which was what I was really interested in as well. But lo and behold, of course, I became the guitar player. So, it's been an amazing ride since then. But it goes back a long ways. And just, being in Kiss and being on stage in this band it's a very unique place to be. And it's imagine. Very special as you would imagine. So, yeah. So it's incredible. There's no doubt about that.
No. So, like every other kid in the world, mate, I can imagine you would have grown up with this image in your head of what being in Kiss would have been like and played role-play games and stuff like that. But what was the reality like?
Which I did.
Okay.
Which I did.
Which you did.
I put Kiss makeup on. I put Kiss makeup back, on Halloween, stuff like that back in the day.
Wow.
I was 13, 14 years old.
So what was the reality like compared to what you'd built it up to be in your head?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, it's you dream about that kind of stuff or fantasize, however you put it, but it's just as cool, or if not even cooler, doing it for real. It's because you kind of pinch yourself and you think, I can't even believe this is happening, and how did this come to be, and get the opportunity to do all these things. It's it's kind of mind blowing, but it's also a testament to persistence and hard work and putting a lot of effort into whatever you do in life. And it's interesting where things will take you sometimes if you just stay in the game and keep working hard.
Yeah. Well, I got a hypothetical question here for you, mate. Just say whatever your last show of the tour is ever, you're standing on stage, you've just played your final note. What's going through your head?
Where's the party? I think that'll be a lot of things going on at that point. We're talking about next year sometime will be the final show or final shows of Kiss, and I don't know exactly where it's going to be or the dates and stuff like that, but it's going to be a big moment, of course. Mm-hmm. After 50 years to come in and have that final thing, I can't imagine what it's going to be like. It's going to be pretty crazy.
It will be,
very emotional.
I will close off with this one, mate. I don't ask this question to many people, but I'm sure there's not many more qualified than you to answer it. So, what would you consider to be your top 3 commandments of rock?
Well, I think it's, you gotta have a great time. And I talk about partying a little bit. Hey, get out and let loose and have fun. It's not serious necessarily. It's about having a great time and just cutting loose. So party. I think the other thing is, follow your dreams. And that's what Kiss represents, philosophically in a way. That's, go for your dreams and don't let anybody stop you. And the third thing, if you wrap that all up together, it's rock and roll night, party every day. Hey, and there's a song. Let me tell you about it.
Right. And, how does it go?
It plays song. Anyway, those are my 3.
Beautiful. All right, Tommy. Well, thanks very much for your time today, mate. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.